Hey, today we're going to be doing an animated book review of the book The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. And he starts off by having you visualize three people. The first one, over the course of 31 months, decides to do nothing different with his life. The second one decides to buy a TV, and in turn, since he has a new TV, he starts watching Food Network. And then after that, he decides he wants to have some friends over, so he installs a little bar in his basement. The third person, however, starts to read 10 pages a day, a measly little 10 pages a day in books. And he also learned on Dr. Oz that if he cuts 125 calories per day, that it would be significant in the long run. So he decides to cut out that morning coffee. And over the course of, for the next 5 months, you don't see any big differences. The next 15 months, you start to see a little bit of a difference. But he says that towards the end, at the last 31 month, the middle person, the one who did nothing different, saw basically no changes. In fact, he was a little bit saddened by the fact that he did not become a better person. The person on the left, the one who made negative choices, actually gained 30 pounds, and in turn, since he was not spending quality time or was not improving the quality of his life, his wife became angry with him. However, the third person, who decided to make positive impact changes on his life, lost 30 pounds, became fitter, and is probably going to live longer, and also because he read 10 pages a day, he gained knowledge and insight, and he actually received a promotion at work. Darren Hardy says that small, smart choices consistently over time impact great things through the rest of your life. He says that you must start with taking responsibility, and a lot of people do this in life. What they do is they finger point, they blame other people, and particularly in the environment that I'm in, I have seen a lot of people blame the government. It's the government's fault. It's not my fault. It's the government's fault. Well, if it was better, he says that you should not do this. In the next chapter, he also talks about something called Big Mo, which stands for momentum. And if you've ever seen a rocket ship take off, it spends 80% of its fuel in the first 2 or 3 minutes. And this is because it needs enough thrust to get off the ground, and then once it's up there, it doesn't need very much fuel to keep going. And he says that in our life is like that. The first month of reading those 10 pages a day for the positive guy, it's going to take him a lot of energy to learn and to motivate himself to read 10 pages a day. So he says that we need to put a lot of effort into making ourselves better. He also says that our environment has a lot to do with how we act. He says that you need to supply your knowledge with clean water. A lot of people have dirty water. They have negative influences around them. And he says that you should try to rid these a lot. If you spend time around people that are always complaining or having negative influence on your life, you should rid yourself of these people and instead put yourself in positive situations around good people. He says that your life is a direct result of the decisions and choices that you make. And he ends, somewhere around the end of the book, he adds this quote by Jim Rohn, which I really like. He says, "Don't wish it were easier, wish you were better." In other words, don't blame the environment, look for ways to better yourself to make it so that you can solve the problem simpler. I hope you enjoyed watching this animated book review, and if you did, subscribe for more. Thanks for watching.